Hello, hi everybody. It's Colleen with Couture. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday night. We're coming in with another kitchen design tonight. So let's go ahead and get this shared. There we go. Okay, there we go. So hello, and thank you and welcome. And if you are watching on the replay, I thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So we are going to be working with one of our transfers from our new autumn-winter catalog, which is still new in my book. It's only been released since July. So we're going to create with I Love You Till the Cows Come Home. Isn't this so cute? Perfect for your farmhouse decor. And I have these 3 cute little signs that are pretty awesome. They're obviously not Couture, but that's okay. We're going to chalk on them anyway. And then I'm just going to have them facing different ways. That's kind of cool about them. They're double-sided, so you can flip it. These, in my opinion, would make an awesome Halloween, like this way or that way kind of sign too. But for today, we're going to do I Will Love You up here, the cow in the middle, and then Till the Cows Come Home on the bottom. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, goody, I don't have this transfer yet. Can't wait to see what you do with it. Awesome, Lori. So this is what we're going to do with it. We've got these cute little directional signs, I guess you would call them. And so we're going to chalk on them. And so because they're not Couture chalkboards, we are going to come in and just lightly wax each of these super quick. And I am using I've had this thing for 2 years now. This is Min Wax Finishing wax, and it's in neutral, the color. Thanks, Lori. I originally wanted to do a Halloween kind of something or other, but last night's project with fonts took a little longer, and I was going to spell out some things on these, like this way to that, this way to that, you know what I mean? But I thought that was going to take too long. So because we are live, I hate to take up too much of your time. So I wanted to come in with something a little bit quicker. And in keeping with the farmhouse kind of theme that I started with finished with last night's project, actually. That was a project that took a couple days, honestly. Sometimes that happens, though. Sometimes you got to live with something for a little while till you're really sure that you like it and that you're going in the right direction. And I'm usually pretty, like, I don't know, just use kind of the surfaces that I have and don't think too much outside the box. But that one I kind of did think a little bit outside the box, so it seemed to take me a little longer. So all that I did was put a nice thin layer of the wax on here. I'm just kind of buffing it in and buffing it back off so that we've got a nice layer on there. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that is true. So, this way, now, again, I'm always leery, even though I'm waxing, that it's going to come off of this. I am 100% confident that it's going to, come off of our chalkboards, no problems. These are not Couture chalkboards, so even though I'm waxing, I'm always a little leery. It just depends on the quality, and these, obviously, they're cute. They're not the best quality, so will the design come back off? Even though I waxed, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you I'm not really sure. I could certainly test it on the back and then we would know. So that's a way to kind of figure it out. Because most times when I design things, I don't really take them off, to be honest with you. The only time that I do is on our chalkboards. So that's why I can 100% certainty say, yes, it will come off. And you don't need to wax with our boards. Clearly, if you are doing this on wood pieces, no, it's not really going to come off even if you wax. When you're waxing wood at that point, it's more to protect your transfer and the silkscreen so that wood splinters don't kind of get in your silkscreen. That's kind of for me, and again, I could be wrong. There may be some instances where the chalk paste does come off of wood, but I just haven't tested it yet. So that's why I don't like to say things that I am not comfortable or that I've tried and know for sure. Okay, so let's slide these guys out of the way for just a sec because we're going to concentrate on this guy first. And we're going to put in here, I Love You. Now, I know this awesome detail up here is not going to fit. So we're not even going to worry about that. I want the I will love you to fit in between the white lines on here. So we're just going to go with that, okay? We're just using the words and the cow. That's all we're going to take from this, okay? So I'm rubbing my hands. Hi, Diane. I'm rubbing my hands on here just to make sure I'm not feeling any bubbles in my silk screen area. And we're going to do this all white because that seems to be the theme with farmhouse. It's usually white, light colors, that sort of thing. So because it's got the nice white border already on here, I'm going to go with white. Keep it simple. So I'm using my squeegee. I loaded up my squeegee with some chalk paste, and all I'm going to do is cover the I will love you part. I'm not going to worry about any of the other section. If I accidentally get some on there, we should be able to wash it off. Hopefully. But what I'll do is I'm going to test on the back side of this so we can see. Okay, so once I have everything covered that I need, I'm going to go back over again, a little heavier handed to get that excess. Any of that excess goes right back into your jar. Hi there, Diane. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. Okay, so all that excess is coming back off. I missed the end of my U there, so let's get that covered. Okay, and now, perfect. That came out perfect, right in the center too. Yay, and I didn't even measure. Gonna dry that guy right there. So now, I just had a thought. Should I, let me make sure which way I waxed. Should I do, I will always love you, and then do to the cows come home in that direction, and then do the cow on the bottom? Or should I separate it with the cow in the middle? What do you guys think? Oh, you're so sweet, Diane. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I really do appreciate that. Do you guys have any suggestions? In the middle, Lori? The cow in the middle? That's the way I was going the first, and then I second guessed myself after I did this part. So I think we're going to go with the cow in the middle then. All right, let's do it. Let's get that one back out of the way. And these are cute. It comes with little strings, so you could just tack them up to your wall or whatever with the string on there. Okay, so the whole cow's not going to fit on here, obviously. So we're probably just going to get most of him. I'm going to move this just to be safe. So we're going to get most of him on here. We'll do our best to center again. So it's nice because I can see through the transfer, so I can see where the lines are, I really love that about our transfers, that it helps you when you're kind of trying to gauge it. He almost fits, but his poor little hoofs are going to get cut off. So I'm going to stop right there. And actually, we may get to see if this comes off, because I have a feeling I'm going to boo-boo and go down and get some of his hoof and not mean to. So we're going to see if it's going to erase. You are exactly right, Laurie. I can certainly move them around later. Okay, so we're going to load up our squeegee again with some more chalk paste. And then I'm going to come in, get the tip of the cow, and then try to stop it right where this white line is here. I'm going to try to make it even, but we'll see how that goes. Get a little bit more on here. There we go. And again, once you apply that pressure, it really does slide the chalk right down. So I'm wondering if I kind of stop, let me go approach it this angle to make it straight. If I stop right there and flick it up, oh, I have to get his little tail. Let me get the rest of his tail there, because that will fit. But I think we're going to stop it right there for his feet, since his hooves aren't going to be on here. Okay, got all that excess back off. Nice thin layer, which is exactly what we need. Oh, Lori, you're so smart. Placement tape. That is the way to go. Should have done that. Let's see. That works. It's okay. His little hoofs are cut off, but I don't mind. Look how cute he is. I love the detail in him. Him, her, I don't know. I'm not a farm person, so I don't know these things. I love the farmhouse design. I just know nothing about life on the farm. Isn't that weird? Okay, let's slide that one out of the way now, and we will bring in our last piece that we waxed, and we're gonna just finish it off with till the cows come home. That was easy for me to say. Okay, again, I'm looking for my white line underneath here. I can see it, probably casting some wicked shadows. Let me lift this light up. Is that a little better? Can you guys see the line under there? So that's what I'm kind of gauging to kind of center it. Okay. Hopefully that's, am I straight? That doesn't look straight. Let me try that again. There we go. I think that's straight now. Yes, placement tape, Diane. So placement tape, let me show you, because Laurie is so smart. So if there's something that you don't want to chalk, like for example, say I was concerned that I might accidentally chalk this. So this is our placement tape, and it's got some really great uses, and this being one of them. So if I could find the beginning of the tape, that would be really helpful. I'm just trying to feel for the edge. There it is. Okay, so the placement tape not only has lines for spacing, when you're spacing your fonts or spacing your transfers, it also can be used to block off. So I could just, if I was concerned about hitting that, I could literally put the placement tape over top of it, and that will prevent the chalk from going through. How clever, right? So that's just, oops, I don't want to take the whole thing up. No. So it is sticky and it's reusable. So what I would do is if I tore a piece off, I would just kind of add it right back to my tape roll until it wasn't sticky anymore. Because I'm the frugal gal, I like to keep things like that. So even though this is dirt cheap. Oh, thanks, Lori. So another thing I learned from you tonight, Lori. I completely forgot about placement tape, to be honest with you. I have it right here in the drawer and I always forget about it. And it is a great resource, a great tool. And like I said, it's really, really pretty economical too. So, and reusable because it's sticky. So yeah, so that's two reasons. So to block off for spacing, because it's like a ruler on the bottom, and also it helps you to keep things straight. So if I wanted to do some font here, I could just put this down and line up all my font across and know that I'm going straight across. Pretty awesome. So that's 3 things now we have for placement tape. Yeah, Diane, gotta have this in your little arsenal of tools. Because I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. You can't do the job properly if you don't have the right tools. So it's like when I always say I try to hang curtains in my living room and I don't have a power drill. I have just even though a screwdriver is the right tool, it's not the great tool because it kills my arms trying to hang curtains without a power drill. So the placement tape is kind of like that. Helps you. All right, I'm just getting some of this chalk because I've been gabbing, and my chalk paste dried on here. So I'm just cleaning it off with the disinfectant wipe. And now I'm going to dry it with my towel. Yay, Laura, you have yours? Awesome. Yeah, it's great. It comes in great handy for things like that. Okay, so now we're going to finish this guy off. Let's get our squeegee loaded again. And we're going to just finish him off. That doesn't sound very nice, but you know what I mean. And that's it. I mean, this is like even easier than coloring, because I could never stay in the lines coloring. This is even easier. Just getting all that excess back off and then making sure I don't have any lines. And then look, I put all that back in. There we go. No waste at all here. Okay. Yay! So cute. I'm going to throw my transfer into the pan of water that I have off to the side. And once I dry this, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to put my squeegee in there as well. And once we completely dry everything, I'm going to bring in that bucket that I'm talking about where I throw all my tools and my transfer, because we're going to clean everything. And like I had said in last night's project, it's nice to just go around and clean the edge. So let's do that again because I was a little messy. So I'm just going to clean the edge of my jar real quick. I'm trying to get better with that. Sometimes I just forget that little step. And that makes it so that our jar is going to go on there, and we're going to get a nice tight seal on there so that we are having our chalk paste last for a while. So there we go. How cute is this going to look? Oh my gosh, I love it. Adorable. So easy. Oh, I think I was a little crooked. I did use Minwax, Diane, at the beginning. So let's try this. Should we try on the back and see if it comes off? Do you want to do a test with me to see what happens? I'm really curious. So let's start with this one. Oh my gosh, so cute. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to flip it over because I was saying earlier, Diane, that I don't like to say things that I'm not 100% sure of. And so I am not 100% sure that if I were to do this project, let's just say, let me grab some paper towels. I'm not 100% confident that this would come back off of this surface because it's not a Couture surface, even though I'm waxing. So we're going to test it. So I'm using the back side of it. I'm putting a little bit of Minwax on it. I actually came up with a little flyer that I'm hoping will be really, really helpful. That is like a one sheet go-to. Like, what do you use paste on? What do you use ink for? How do you heat set? How, like, surfaces that you can use. So like a one-stop flyer, like to wax or not to wax. Like, what's the benefit? Like that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to develop something like that. So that I have a handy go-to guide. So there we go. So I'm just going to grab like whatever transfer I have sitting here on top. Let's see what I've got that will fit. All right, so I'm going to do farm, even though I know I did this the other night. It happens to just be on top. Yeah, I thought so too, because I know it gets confusing, and sometimes, you know, with the advent of the internet, there's so much potential for miscommunication. So I just kind of wanted to have one document that I can share that kind of is like chalk versus ink. What surfaces can we use, and to wax or not to wax, like that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of working on that now. I shared it in my uplines team, Crafty Chalkers, and was asking for some feedback on it. And then I would be happy to share it in there as a file. I'm sure Jess would be okay with that. So I'm just fuzzing. Again, fuzzing is key. That's another thing. I added little tips here and there on the flyer. So to fuzz or not to fuzz? That is the question. So that was one of my little pro tips. So let's put this in here. I gotta bring out my white again real quick because we're gonna test it. We're gonna see. Okay, did I freeze? Okay, I thought I froze, sorry. Let me grab another squeegee. So I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna dry it real good, and then I'm gonna try to erase it. First, without a board eraser, just plain old water. The other part of this, so my scientific, because I worked my day job in the medical field, as a residency coordinator for surgery residents. So I know that the scientific reasoning and methodologies and different things like that. So I'm not going to be able to do this as thoroughly as I would like, because sometimes, you guys, we leave the design on here for a little while, and I think that makes a difference too. So we're not going to be able to test that theory, but we will be able to test if we put it on and we make a boo-boo, can we get it off right away? So we're going to pretend that this whole thing is a boo-boo. So I'm going to pull this off. No, I'm not a nurse. I am not a nurse. I'm sorry that I never went to nursing school because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a teacher. It was something that I think I'm somewhere in your light. Oh, you're under Jen. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Jen is so much fun. I did an event with Jen. Me, Jess, and Jen. We did an event together and we had so much fun. It was awesome. And SPG. Sarah was there too as well. So no, I'm not a nurse. I did consider it when I went back to school. Thought about it, and I never went to college. So as an adult, I kind of went back to college a couple years ago, right before I started chalk, and I really considered it. I kind of bounced around at the community college. I started with education, and because of the whole teacher thing, because I work in medical education, and I've worked in medical education for years. So then I went to psychology because I always was very interested in psychology. And then I was like, should I do nursing? And then I wound up finding Couture, and the rest is history. I'm not doing school anymore. But so I work in a medical school here in South Jersey as a coordinator. I'm basically a glorified paper pusher and making sure the residents are in line and doing everything that they need to do to become doctors. So that's what I do. Okay, so I talked and I can't remember. Did I dry this? I think I dried it. Let's try it again. Okay. All right, we're going to test, right? Let's grab our water bottle. And what I want to do, before I do that, I want to put a paper towel under here just in case I get wild and crazy with my water bottle. I don't want it to go on my glass and get under here and ruin what we just did on the other side. I know, you know what, I did not want to go to college right after high school because I was like, all right, I'm done. I went to Catholic school, so 12 years of Catholic school, and I was done. I wanted no parts. I wanted to go right to work. I wanted to start making money, so that's what I did. And as an adult, I did go back to school, and I loved it, and I did really well. I didn't do really well when I was in high school and grade school. I was not a good student. But as an adult, I found I was really good, and I really liked it. I did payroll and human resources for home health. 23, yep. I have been in medical education, let me see, since I graduated high school in 1987. So I don't even know how many years that is. It's a lot of years. It's a lot of years. Okay, so I'm letting this water sit on here for a second just to see. We're gonna just try washing it off with just water and a paper towel. So let's see what happens. Wow, it kind of almost, what's the word I'm trying to say? Kind of like came to the surface because of the wax. Look how easy that came off. Now let's see if it's leaving any ghosting. It's almost like Rain-X on your windshield. You know how when it rains, it kind of like stays to the surface? That's kind of what happened. That's pretty cool. 1981 for you. Wow. Yeah, it is. It's sitting right on top. I don't see any ghosting. So that part worked very well. But I wonder, like I said, if I had left this on for maybe a month, if it would be that easy to remove. Do we have ghosting? I'm not seeing, I'm holding it up to the light over here, and I'm not seeing any ghosting. So there we go. There was our testing for tonight. So let's bring in again our finished piece so we can see how stinking cute it came out. I love it. And because it is double-sided, we could easily add a Halloween design or a Christmas design onto the back of this and just flip it on our wall. I love that. I love that idea. I love everything that's two-sided. Simplicity, so where you can have everyday decor on your wall and simple as flipping it around to the other side. Just like our pillows. All of our pillows that I have in the house that I did from Couture have an everyday sentiment on the one side and some kind of a Halloween, Christmas, 4th of July, something holiday on the back of it. So I just flip it. I love that. It's so awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna stop praising Couture for a second here, which is hard to do because they are awesome. But let's slide this to the side for a second. And let's bring in that bucket that I was mentioning. So we're gonna go ahead and clean everything, right? Womp. Cleaning, I know it's not much fun, but it has to be done because our transfers are reusable, right? So we want to make sure that we're taking care of them. I want to make sure that I can use that farm or I love you to the cows come home for whatever projects I might have in the future. I might want to mix and match something like a part of the I will love you. I could actually use that for Valentine's Day, the I will love you part, and create another transfer with maybe something that comes out in our celebrations release for Valentine's. You never know. So that's pretty cool. And then if I wanted to, I could make these cute little signs and give them as gifts. That's pretty awesome too. So all that I'm doing is I'm cleaning all of my tools with my gently beat up board eraser, which I keep. We need our tools. Yes, we do. Definitely. Gotta have those tools. Let's put this up here because this one's a B size, so I'm gonna need a little bit more room on my transfer. Oh, my towel, I mean my transfer. Goodness, I'm cleaning my transfer. I need room on my towel. And I do have to praise the board eraser for a little bit because it makes cleaning so much easier. And again, much like the placement tape, I have to say that the board erasers are pretty, what's the word I'm trying to say? Economical. They're 2 to a pack. And yeah, and that's what they kind of start to look like, because I keep mine, it's a double pack, so I keep one in my water bucket all the time, and then I have the other one in my drawer in case I ever have any ghosting on my chalkboards, which sometimes will happen. You were chalking the pumpkins before work this morning. Oh, that's exciting. I don't do anything before work. I don't know about you, but I am a get up, roll out of bed, hit the shower, do hair or makeup in like literally 5 minutes, go downstairs, get my tea, and then I'm out the door. Pretty much, I think I wake up most days 10 of 7 in the morning, and I'm usually out the door by 7:30. If I were to sit around and chalk in the morning, I would never go to work. It's just, I would be calling out of work, taking a mental health day. I would get, nope, I just know me, and that would never work. Never. But more power to you. You're like my husband. My husband gets up, and he's up for 2 hours before he even has to leave for work. He likes that downtime before going to work. Me, I'd be sleeping right back on the couch again or chalking. One of the two. Okay, so you saw I just got the excess. Oh, 6:35. I gotcha. Okay, so you have a little bit of time. See, my son is 22, and he is actually living in upstate New York right now in Syracuse. He's been up there for the last year. Went up over the summer last year to hang out with his friends who go to college up there and never came home. He wound up getting a job, loved it up there in Syracuse, and stayed. So I'm really happy for him. He needed that. He needed that little push to get out there and learn a little bit of responsibility. So I'm really proud of him for that. So it's just me and my hubby here, so it's nice that I can just get up and get out the door in the morning. I remember those 6:30 bus. Oh, yes, I do. I really do. And I do not miss those days. I gotta tell you. I was a morning person there for a very long time when my son was born. I became a morning person, and now that he's older and, it's just me and my husband, nope, not a morning person anymore. It's It's funny how that switches. So all that I did here was take my disinfectant wipe and I cleaned the front of the transfer to get all of that chalk. Whoops, I missed some. To get all that chalk off of the front. And then I flipped it to the sticky side and ended there with cleaning that side as well. Okay? So now it comes back into play. I had to bend over because I threw my carrier sheets all over the floor. Comes back into play how we labeled the paper side of our carrier sheet. There's the shiny side. I would say shiny meets sticky, and that's how we get back on here. And then we can use it again and again. Easy peasy. There's one. This one's probably not going to be as easy as that. I'll never go 2 for 2 with getting these on the first try. Okay. Well, not too bad. I got it on there. It's a little bubbly, so we're going to just pick it back up and get all those bubbles out of there. Just because I like it to be nice and flat when it's returned to its carrier sheet. Because if you don't, then you might see what happened here. I must have had a little wrinkle in there. So what I want to do is just try to get that out by pressing it nice and flat on here. Not that it matters. The teal section you're not chalking, so it's not a big deal if there's bumps in that, but I'm just a little anal. They actually I have a 26-year-old who went to Japan for college. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. My son would love to go to Japan. That's awesome. 2 grand. Oh my gosh, Laurie. Wow. Yeah, I just had one. So one boy. Did I dry it first, Diane? I didn't. It was still a little wet when I put it on its carrier sheet, but by me just doing this with my hand, it really starts to dry it. So sometimes it is still a little bit wet when I put it back on its carrier sheet, but like I said, running my hands over it, it's dry. It's good to go now. So then we can just return it to its packaging. And I always like to point out on all of our packaging, all the instructions for care and use of the transfers is always on the back of every transfer. Oh, thanks, Lori. I appreciate that. Thanks, Diane. I hope you guys enjoyed. And for everybody else who's watching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you are not currently a designer and you want to go ahead and hit that share button, that helps to get the Couture love out there. I truly appreciate that. And if you have any questions at all about Couture, about our product, about joining, about our Club Couture, which is a monthly subscription, just let me know in the comments below, and I would be happy to talk to you privately about everything related to Couture. So let's bring our little guy in one more time so we can end it with our finished piece. How cute and how easy. And I love that it's just all white. It's just so simple and clean and classic, and yes, love it. Oh, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that so much. You know what I think I'm going to do? One of these times, I've been seeing some other people that do giveaways during their lives. And I'm like torn about that, to be perfectly honest with you. I like doing lives just to educate, just to have fun, that kind of thing. But I've been hearing other people that, will give away the project, for example. So, I don't know. If you feel like, let me know what your thoughts on that. I would appreciate that as well. I don't know how I feel about it. So, I'm kind of trying to decide whether or not I want to go that route. I know some people have fun with it and play games during live and stuff like that. I'm probably not coordinated enough to play a game and chalk at the same time, to be quite honest with you. But giveaways for shares, I don't know. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments, okay? Or you can PM me and say if it's something that you'd like me to maybe try in the future. Let me know. All right. Enjoy, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I will see you all later. Bye.